trying to observe the fundamentals of adjusting to a non-adjusting society. Seems the world tries its best to guilt shame you into changing. Individuals overstep your boundaries to test the water to see if it's possible, to see if it's something that they could do. And as like any other bird-like creature, I'm humbly observing the world around me and the interactions with the people. I tell them, I say, listen, is it really so far-fetched that I can learn from examples cast out from other people? I don't think so. I think it's absolutely beautiful that you can observe the fundamental of a situation from someone else's point of view, someone else's life, and learn without it needing to directly affect you, but it needing to directly be about you. Who am I to say that all of the wisdom that I have attained in life necessarily has to be because of things that have happened to me? I learned that if you fucking sleep all day, do nothing fun with your wife, and, you know, just don't fucking try to bring any excitement into the marriage, they'll cheat. People will cheat on you if you're not fun. I didn't need to learn that. I've been cheated on twice in all the relationships I've been in. And one of them, I don't really count because it was for drugs. They cheated so they could get heroin. And I don't necessarily think that has anything to do with me. I just think that the person was a junkie and they wanted heroin. But through directly observing the interactions that other people have with each other, like a strange falcon, like an owl perched on a tree in the distance, I was able to ascertain that if you're married and you work third shift and then you sleep all fucking day and you do nothing fun ever, your wife will cheat on you. And that's probably because everybody in the world is an emotional creature that wants to have some sort of extent of excitement in their life. And because of the sense for excitement, the sense of adventure, and a storybook ending when you're in the ground, we don't want to feel like we're with someone that's regressing into a shell of not wanting to do fun things, not wanting to have friends. Like if you're a male and you're married and you don't have friends that you get drunk and do barbecues with, that's the issue. Isolation, interpersonalization has destroyed society because everybody wants to be number one. You can't have a band anymore because more often than not, everybody wants to be the center of attention. That's the problem with most bands. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that it's impossible to have a band. I'm just saying it's a very rigid concept for people to collect upon, because a lot of people just want to be the lead singer and the lead guitarist. But chaotically, they can't harmonize with the rest of the band. They just want to be number one. We live in that world where everybody wants to feel like they're the star, but they don't put in the energy. You'll meet a lot of lazy people that don't want to put in the energy to be a star, but still want to be a star. And then they show up to work fucking 5 hours late and make a huge mess, and then leave early like they fucking own the place. It makes everyone around them hate them because they don't understand that to pay the future to unroll that red carpet, you have to buy the red carpet. It doesn't just roll out for you. You have to sell your soul. You have to spend lots of money, do whatever you can to make that red carpet roll out. You can't just have things, you know? And all the fundamentals you think people would understand. That connection ultimately is a very expensive and worthy prize at the end of the day. And in a world like today where the sense of community seems kind of dead and detached, the only thing that we can do to satisfy ourselves is find a more appropriate and balanced social media network. I love to tell this story. I was at one of my friend's birthday parties, and they had their friend over, and their friend had their kid over, and the parent was on their fucking cell phone watching a TikTok TV show. It's a TV show. Apparently they have TV shows on TikTok that are like hours long. And the kid was like, "Hey mom, let's play." But the mom didn't give a shit. She was like, "Go on your tablet." And then people make fun of tablet kids, but tablet kids are the direct manifestation of lazy parents that don't truly want to be in the fucking picture. They give their kids the tablets to distract them so that they don't have to fucking talk to them. And that could sound harsh, but where else is the evidence? How many people truly have to buy kids a fucking iPad? You know? Maybe I'm different because I grew up in a time where, you know, we did holiday crafts. We, you know, with our family, we watched TV with our family. We had the Spike 007 Christmas Marathon. And maybe that kind of upbringing of connectivity was one of the deepest roots of my life. Because, you know, my grandfather was a very special man, and he would always say, "I bought this really nice house up here in New England in the desolate woods thinking that I would be able to have Christmas up here. I would be able to have a holiday where the family sits and they talk and eat together." But then cell phones and digital TV fucking ruined it for him. And my cousins just wanting to be on their fucking cell phones. My brother on his cell phone. Maybe, you know, maybe I'm fucking mental because I wanted to have the same kind of shit. The connections where we all sit there, not necessarily say grace at the fucking dining room table, but, you know, sit and talk and share stories of, you know, our lives at the moment, the most recent proximity of moments with each other, what was going on with each other. And there's a crucial amount of that analog mechanical world that's just gone now. Because now it's more of like an analog automated world where you basically control the scale of peace of mind and recreation with the turbulence, finding something that does the work for you. And I watch an Instagram reel that says, "Oh wow, where's the AI that pays our bills? And where's the AI that helps us calculate our taxes?" You know, we all understand that. It's consumerism. Constant amounts of consumerism. Constant amounts of mental and sexually mental indoctrination to the world. on such an unhealthy scale to warp the minds of the general public, to make young men think that talking to women is terrifying, and to make young women think that they need to be seen as a sexual object to have any worth in the world. It's not about the pioneering towards benefiting mankind anymore. Say what you will about the subject, but you got people like Elon Musk that pledge that they want to ascend the scales of humanity in any way possible. And then people are just more concerned if he gives all of his money away. So even if he was born into money, if you had that much money, would you give it all away? I mean, I just don't understand how the world thinks, because the world seems to believe, because I hate it when I go in public. I absolutely fucking hate it. I went in public yesterday, I went on my little walk. Because I like going on my little walks. Going on my little dog walks are good for my mind. I'm a little dog, and I need to go on my little dog walks. And as I'm waiting in line to pick up my too good to go order, because you get a lot of fucking snackerinos for a cheap price, I overhear some kid that's picking up some drinks, and he says some stupid shit like the salt and vinegar chips situation is crazy. And I'm like, wait, I remember hearing that exact phrase, seeing that exact phrase on the internet, fucking glued, copy and pasted over and over again. And it's like even gotten to the point that the youth don't have any kind of personalization of themselves. Everything about them is just indoctrinated culture. I mean, even when we were kids, we still kind of like followed the trends and did stuff like that, but it's come to such a cancerous level that they don't think for themselves. They really do just follow the herd. And there's a whole Ed, and Eddie episode about this. There's a whole fucking Ed, and Eddie episode about them not wanting to follow trends because they go to fucking follow the trends and then they do new shit. But then something that they did that was original became popular after they were doing it. So it's just a sense of detachment to the world that I have to be bombarded by the psychology, the inner workings of a failing society, and then people blaming it on standards set by the elites, but the elites just aren't doing anything. Trump has been in office for 9 days now, but people were already giving him shit about things that he was so-called doing before that. I can't really understand completely the fundamentals of what other people say, but like, come on, man. I don't know how to really say this. The country fucking sucked under the rule of Biden. Kamala Harris didn't do any fucking better either. They just kept promising people stuff for years, and then they did not do it. And you can hate Trump, but I'm not a conservative. I'm not. I share political views that make sense. I have political views that make sense. And it's not necessarily about Trump. It's about the fact that I view a world that when he was in office, I was paying $1.19 for gas in my fucking car. And that's different because I look at the gas prices right now and they're $2 more. And people don't understand it's because we're not getting oil from us. We're getting oil imported. And we're paying, guess what? Tariffs on it. So if you're making other countries pay tariffs, it's just the exact opposite of how it was already fucking working. Because the consumer goods, like oil, that are highly needed, because you got the electrical cars, you need the way to power the generators, blah, 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 blah. You got all the fucking diesel, you got all this shit requires fuel. And the fuel, if you get it someplace else, you're paying their prices. But we used to give our oil away and make money on it. This is why it was so cheap. And just the fact that like basic stems of politics, a lot of people I know just don't fucking understand it. They just want to fucking argue. They don't want to understand how the world works. They just want to argue about it. And it sucks. You know, I can't make a joke about people dying in class without someone saying, 2 months ago, someone was shot and killed downtown Orlando. I don't give a shit. People get shot and killed all the time. You know, there's people getting shot and killed right now, and we're giving those people fucking money worldwide. So why does it matter necessarily when the morbid nature comes in? When it comes to the power play dynamic of interactions, you see a lot of times, and you probably experience this, that there's like a scale of the one that's in power and the one that's becoming forcibly obedient to the one in power conversations. Not necessarily that people are even conversing anymore to exchange information with each other. Now someone wants to be in control. Psychology has changed. The world has changed. The way we interact with each other has changed in the sense of acquiring identity, a sense of that identity being number one. It's changed how psychology works, because psychology is an ever-changing theory, but back in the day, things were more simple. Now we just have all these tools for indoctrination. You can make people think that if they buy a $270 fucking jacket, a windbreaker, just because it's green and it has some cool decals on it, must mean that it's gonna bring out some sort of cool personality that makes them look like a more functional, more, you know, equitable, high value person, is because they have cool, expensive clothes. Well, that's the thing, is I really don't care about fucking Jesus. Half the people I know that have giant Jesus sleeve tattoos can't fucking be trusted. They still fucking lie. Why are you sitting there piercings and a giant tattoo Jesus sleeved on your arm if the fucking Bible says don't do those things? Don't. What, you're redeeming yourself by doing exactly what the Bible says not to do? I got tattoos. I'm not a big fan of wanting to get piercings, but it's the indoctrination of even religion warps the mindset of what we should believe in. And that's why you have some religions that think marrying children is okay. Some religions that think killing innocents opens up some cool body to the next, you know, extension of life, the nirvana, whatever it needs to be. To peacefully ascend, you need to create large amounts of destruction for sacrifice. We can't just be nice to each other, which is the fucking dynamic of this. We don't know how to just be kind to each other. We know how to hate each other for, you know, clout. You bully people online, you might get a fucking 1,000 comments and like 15,000 likes on your comment. And I see it all the time when I'm going through videos. Oh my God, I'm famous. I have 8,000 likes on a comment. You're not fucking famous. People just liked your comment. Doesn't mean you're fucking famous. That's not how it works. That's not how fame works. And just flabbergasted me that what made Apple. What made Vine such a unique platform for short release videos was their originality. In each video, people were just doing individual skits. And I don't know if Musical.ly was what it was originally called, but there was a point where like pre-TikTok was marketed as like a singing tool to help you sing. Post videos of you singing, and it would help you understand the scales in which you need to sing in. And then it turned into all this other shit, and then it just turned into people doing the same fucking thing. The challenge, the dance like this challenge. People make these stupid fucking dances for songs, and the whole point is to make them increasingly more difficult and sexually suggestive. And it just gets to a point where, you don't need to go to work very long to hear someone complain about how long they were up watching videos all night until 3 o'clock in the morning. It's abundant on a scale that's so dangerously toxic that when you go out, you only need to be on like YouTube or Instagram or Facebook or TikTok, whatever you use, for like an hour, and then go in the public without your phone and just listen. And you'll hear the same 15 to 30 seconds of music that you had in your phone over and over again everywhere. It's fucking everywhere. That's why everyone thinks that the days are so fucking fast now. It's because they're consumed entirely by time-based content. That's it. They're not consumed by the bewildering nature of what life truly is. They're consumed by time constraints towards media consumption. And we get to that point where developmentally we are learning our lingo, all of our slang from internet memes and how people word their titles. Like, it's just dumb. It's just fucking stupid. It's stupid as fuck. And God, when people say, "Oh, aren't you a Silent Hill channel?" I'm not a Silent Hill channel. I guess you could say autistically at some point in 2011, I just decided to start uploading Silent Hill music as much as fucking possible on my channel, but I'm not a Silent Hill channel. I just have all of the Silent Hill music on here. I didn't do it for anybody else. I did it because I'm insane. I wanted it. I liked Silent Hill for what it was. The music was interesting, the mechanics, the gameplay was interesting, so I did that. And now I get to this point where like half the comments are in other languages, which is completely fine. But I don't know how to fucking respond to it. I'm not gonna Google Translate shit. And then there's all this fucking skibbity toilet shit. And it's, every now and then I see trends, like the megalophobia thing. That was a trend that kept following, is people kept making the same fucking comments about the megalophobia fucking video on the Labyrinth, track in Silent Hill 2. And now there's like maybe 8 Silent Hill songs total that are being utilized over and over and over again for all these fucking horror fucking documentary shit. You got people literally only using like 8 songs to express gloominess and spookiness in the videos. But I'm not a Silent Hill channel. I am called TaintedTownMusic because it's the music of the Tainted Town. Of course it's on there. But I'm just a fucking person. I'm just a dude. I'm a guy. I'm a bro. I put the music on here, but I'm still just a person. Contextually, still have ideas. I still think about shit. I still do shit. I'm not just like, I don't know what people expect of me. Am I supposed to upload Silent Hill 3 remake? Am I supposed to do that? Do you want me to upload more unreleased Silent Hill tracks? Do you want me to fucking dig? I still don't have a reliable Silent Hill 2 remake RIP folder, and I just think it's kind of cheap and dirty to go, you know, take a bunch of other people's videos and process them for the MP3 files and then upload it on my channel. I'd rather have a dedicated zip folder, and I don't have that. So that's the only reason why I haven't uploaded the Silent Hill 2 remake soundtrack. It's because I don't have access to the zip folder for it. I don't really care enough about, because there's like 89 fucking tracks, I think, in that Silent Hill short message, and that was like a 2-hour game. So the fact that there's all of that music in there, and these tracks are fucking, up to 3 minutes long, just makes you dwell deeper in the idea that, all this fucking content, I can't just sit there and viciously keep coming up with ideas. I'm fucking traumatized from being bombarded by half of my family being eradicated, events in my life that are taking place. I'm in school. It's not like I can just sit there and devote my mind to being fully functional all the time. I can't just make music even though I want to. Even though I want to do all this shit, even though I want to make all this creativity happen all the time, I'm swarmed by dark clouds. And these dark clouds definitely affect my thinking. And I'm supposed to just sit there and collect myself. And then something fucked up happens again. And it's just tiring. It's definitely tiring that as an individual, I'm supposed to hold myself to such a esteemed level just because I uploaded Silent Hill music on YouTube. I definitely get disheartened. About that. Because, I want to work with my buddies. I want to work with Avith Ortega again. And I want to work with Drac Free. Freedy's my boy. I feel a little sad because I showed Freedy the platform I use, and I taught him how to use it and all that, and I helped him out. And now we just don't talk as much. And it's sad because I feel like I helped the dude find better platforming to showcase his music to a wider audience. And just like so many other fucking bonds that I've had throughout my life, just throw to the fucking trash. And I like doing these group projects with people because it showcases their music and their styles and how they incorporate their own perception of the emotions into the styles of the music. And I don't have hate for this, but I keep telling them I want to make music with them. And I got Avith Ortega's, expressive permission to have, a few tracks of his on the group album that we did, one of the group albums we did, and then somebody else wanted permission, and they told me that I have to delete the fucking album. And I was like, I talked to Avith, and I'm like, I feel like that's something that put a wedge between me and Avith Ortega's bond as creatives. Is I told Avith, because I reached out to him, I said, this person's telling me to get rid of this because it's copywriting to you. You're getting the content ID for the work you made, and they want me to get rid of it because the music album that they want to put you on and just incorporate you in for free is getting a copyright ID that directs them to you. the payments are getting made to you. And you gave me permission first. And the money's going to you. It's your money. It's your listens. It's your music. And it's going to you. It just happens to have the bad weekend, no, the team label underneath it as well. And the other person, YouTube, didn't want that showing up on the video of Avith Ortega's music. And I'm like, I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, so I have to delete this entire album that I've worked on with all these countless artists to save one person, which kind of sounds selfish. Because, we all put a lot of hard work into it, and it was a nice showcase. I'm supposed to delete Silent Hill Legacy for some fucking random dude that's gonna come on here and shit talk me on my channel? And I stuck with it. To get a group of people that make spooky music together. We're all fucked up. It's not easy to incorporate trying to figure out how that all works. The content IDs. I have to be very precise. And there was a time where I was doing a shit ton of drugs. And it was just difficult for me to get people's names, spelt correctly over and over again. Because, half the time my vision was fucking off the walls. I had the wrong artist on the wrong track sometimes. Sometimes I made the tracks incorrectly. I'd make spelling errors. Refurbished and submitted them with the corrections. And it's just making sure that the artists are getting the producers, making sure all the metadata is correct so it gets sent to the right publishing sources. It's just like I thought this dude was coming to my channel to tell me that he wanted to selfishly incorporate Avith Ortega's work in his own fucking thing, his project, his fucking YouTube spooky movie, when in the case Avith Ortega's involvement in this album was just 3 tracks in which he was getting forwarded all the metadata for listens. So I had to break my own, understanding so someone else could just have, Avith Ortega's music on their fucking video. So instead of it being a music collaboration album between many artists that are all fond of the same fucking, series of video games, some dude just wanted to use his fucking music in this video, and it was telling me to take down the entire album so the copyright wouldn't be there. But Avith Ortega has a different edit of the same fucking song, so it would just show up as that as well. It's just stupid. It's so fucking stupid. Some of the fucking arguments I get in are so fucking stupid because I talk to people that have no understanding about what they're trying to talk about with me. And I like to learn about what I'm talking about, so I don't sound stupid. And it just fucking aggravates me. It aggravates me that I put myself into a world of such blissful ignorance and hate. I'm not a hateful person. But I don't feel like I exist in a world of authenticity anymore. I don't feel like there's that many people I could trust actually trip-sitting me. Because I've sat in there and done LSD. I've sat in there and I was even drinking on New Year's with my buddies. And right away, the sad person that's always trying to fucking self-depreciate themselves and make everyone not high thought I couldn't handle my booze and you're trying to fuck with me because I was drinking. And I'm not a lightweight. I just don't like drinking. I don't like drinking, but I'm not a lightweight. I just don't like doing it. I don't like doing it because people that I drink with always seem to act like asses and then excuse their behavior because they're drunk and can't help it. It's like the perfect scapegoat. Do substances and act like an asshole. I do substances and then I still try to act reasonable to the best of my degree. Maybe I'll be a little goofy, but I'm not trying to get under people's skin. And I understand because of the psychology that I went to school for, that people take advantage of the situation. There's a lot more narcissists out there than you think. And they take advantage of the fact that they're drunk, or that people around them are drunk, and they just try to fuck with them. And I've had people fuck me on acid. I've had people fuck with me when I'm drinking most recently. And it bothers me. It bothers me that we have such a disconnection with one another that we don't understand the depth, the thoughts, the interactions, or the inner workings of one another. So we just assume that someone is more weaker, fragile, the thinker of us, that someone can have a couple drinks and they lose all control. So we fuck with them. Instead of just having fun with them, we try to gauge if they have no control over themselves, and we fuck with them in that manner. And it's just a sick, cruel agenda of assumptions that are constantly being passed about. Because that's what we do. We just make assumptions of each other. What is this? View message. I don't give a shit what you say, Kevin. Your message was hidden and held for a review for a reason. Because you say that I suck. But you don't have a profile picture. You probably don't have any content in your channel. You probably just made your fucking account to fucking do that, to be a dick. But I put my face out there. All my things are public. I don't like having an abundance of social media because it's not healthy. I don't want to be forced into all this bullshit where I have to feel like I'm always on my phone or computer. I like to go outside and I like to hear birds and I like to see swans, wiggle their tails and swim towards me. There's more important things than being on a phone and watching 100,000 people do the same fucking dance or, lip sync the same storyline from a fucking movie over and over again. So you know what, Kevin? You fucking suck. Yeah, you suck, and I think you're a fucking pussy for having to make a channel just to talk shit that has no content on it. And that's your only purpose, is being a fucking lonely troll that has to go on the internet and hide. Where if I even talk shit, at least you can fucking dox me or see my picture or look up my name or my emails on the fucking channel, and you can email me death threats if you want, Kevin. But I think that's a one-sided thing, is you suck because you're a coward, and I suck because you don't like that I'm, thinking for myself. You don't like that I'm articulating my thoughts on the fucking internet. So that's why you think I suck. But you suck because you're just a pussy. So there you go. I'm gonna keep this shown. Why? Because it's dark outside. I'm holding the fucking camera. What am I supposed to have? Every fucking light on? Shit. Am I supposed to have one of those ring lights? Am I supposed to do things the way you expect me to do them? God, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. Almost. 7 minutes to spare. 7 minutes till 7. And the sun's not fucking out, and I don't really feel like turning on every fucking light just so I can say the idea if I can use the camera or not. I'm using the camera right now. I'm on the camera. It's just fucking dark. That's me. Look, this is my Apple. You see this? This is me. I'm sitting in a chair. I'm enjoying myself. I obviously am on the camera, so I know how to use the camera. So no, you fucking don't know how to use a camera because you don't have any fucking profile picture. And that just makes you a bitch. Good apple. See, an apple away keeps the doctor away or some shit. I eat the whole fucking apple too. I see people like core out an apple and bite around it, and that's just too sloppy for me. I'll just eat the whole fucking thing. The seeds taste like cherries. And that's what I like about apples. If you eat the whole thing, you get a little hint of cherry once you get towards the core. If you try to eat the core by itself, you'll find that's almost impossible. But if you just eat the apple like you're a fucking chimp, opening your mouth and eating the fucking apple like you're a fucking gorilla or like a hippo or some shit. And you find that it's so easy to really gnaw on the thing. But when you're concerned about not eating the core, you get all the fucking bits of core stuck in your teeth. And you know, it's like mind over matter in that situation. I like to have a diet of fruits, vegetables, and meats. I haven't eaten bread in a while. I've had pasta recently, but recently it's been like a week ago. I'm doing my best not to just have a bunch of hyper-enriched, simple carbohydrates covered in sauce. Because I don't really think that does anything for me. I think rice is nice. I like rice. I got the brown rice. I got the jasmine rice. Rice makes me feel full. You know, it complements a meal, vegetables and meat very well. In fact, last night I just ate, 3 pounds of beef, and I boiled it like a psychopath. I boiled the beef. And I threw some salsa on top of that. A little taco seasoning, mixed it around with a spoon. And I watched Mr. Goku post Cell Saga. He's in fucking the Grand Kai tournament. He's fighting some fucking fish dude named Agua. And that's what's going on in Goku land. He's dead in the other world fighting the fish guy. And I don't know. It's cool because, as much as I understand the dynamics of, anime being, a propagation engine to like forcibly indoctrinate people, it still is cool. I mean, they even made Mr. Satan just a big fucking liar, baby woo-woo that has to say that he's the one that defeated Cell. It's like Satan, he's the deceiver. So the fact that there's so much devil imagery in anime, it's nice to see that at least in the fucking 80s and early 90s, they represented the goofy dude named Mr. Satan as just being a goofy deceiver and maybe not that good of a guy. Not a bad guy, but just not that good of a dude. Taking the credit for what Gohan did. And I don't know. Like I said, I've been watching Trigun. I don't know. I don't know if I really like any of this new anime. I don't know if I like fucking all these assholes, this Neko and this Gojo and this. No, I don't know if it looks too hyper flamboyant and too oversaturated of color. The ideas of the show just don't make sense. It's just. I mean, this is coming from Dragon Ball just looking like they just cut and pasted a bunch of shit into the story like an old PlayStation 1 video game. They needed to use a bunch of assets that they had in their library, so they did. But the new age shit just, I don't know if it's that interesting to me. I don't know if I'm even interested in playing video games that much. I'm really not interested. I find myself turning on the video games and I find myself turning them off at like 11 because I'm not satisfied with them. I don't like the idea of multiplayer games being a market rather than just being multiplayer games anymore. You know, we used to play Halo because you could play with the boys. You'd be playing Halo with the boys. Now it's like a whole competitive marketplace to get skins on your guns and to buy things. And, you know, Grand Theft Auto 5 online ruined the whole experience for the most part for online gaming with me. Because when I just wanted to play simple games with my friends, I didn't play for so long that when I ported my PlayStation 3 character to my PlayStation 4 and 5 and all that shit, it was outrageous that there'd be people that are level 973 playing in the same lobby as me, and I'm level 35 still since 2009 on the PlayStation 3 playing Grand Theft Auto, and it's not that, you know, the flying motorcycles and the flying tanks and all that shit just fucking ruined the game for me. A lot of games got ruined for me, especially the online ones. And single player games don't hold my attention that well. You know, they're not as fucking interesting. It's not that interesting for me to play a video game. It's really not even that interesting for me to watch TV. And I always have people asking me, you know, what I think about this TV show or this movie. And I don't really sit on my ass and watch TV shows or movies all the time. There's a lot of movies I haven't seen. I've never seen, for someone that loves fantasy shit, I've never seen any of that dragon, what is that shit called? Fantasy show with the dragons. I don't know, it's on the tip of my tongue probably. They got that Jon Snow, or John White, whatever his name is. I just haven't seen it. There's a whole fucking spin-off show now. And I haven't seen that either. Because it just seems too fucking overhyped. And just, you know, it's not interesting. It's not interesting for me to follow some sort of idea about something just because I'm a fan of playing fantasy games. Like, I didn't find Skyrim that fun. I don't really think Elder Scrolls is my kind of game. I like Dark Souls and all that shit because From Software fantasy games are more unforgiving. You got to actually have skill to play a From Software fantasy game. To play something like Skyrim, you just got to, you know, level up and do things, you know, moderately safely. I'm not so much about the exploring fact as more as I am about the skill, the reflexes, the mental reflexes to play the game. And that's what drives me to play games, is cool puzzles and skill. Needed skill to win. I don't want to play something that just has soothing music and I'm just walking around trying to feel like that's what's going to satisfy me. There's bosses that don't have cool cutscenes. You just walk into a rub and you're just fighting a bad guy. You walk into an open field and there's a boss and you're fighting it. There's no fucking cool ass cutscene. You can run away from the boss. Yeah, it's done. The thing that's cool about Dark Souls is they put you in this claustrophobic little fucking room and you're supposed to fight a boss that can jump from one side of the arena to the other. And that's what makes it kind of cool and exciting. And if anything, I think we're all disillusioned. I try my best to charm myself, my own sense of understanding as much as possible. But even I get disillusioned here and there. So I can't say that I'm the perfect vessel of understanding how life works. But I like to think on a different scale than just trying to roll with the blows of what life has to offer for entertainment. I like to see what I truly can do to entertain myself, what I really truly can acquire and the limit. Because I've had so many people tell me what I can and can't do. But I've still done a lot of those things. So I realize that they're just a bunch of haters that, they do one thing and they blow their successes out of proportion. They put everybody down around them so they can't do the same shit. And it bugs me. I think the whole reason why I'm in the music production, right now is because I had somebody that said they can't do anything with music, because I've been doing with music, tell me, they became a music producer and they, instead of actually producing music, just got drunk and bit people and broke beer bottles over people's heads. So if that dude that has no control over his substance abuse habits tells me that I can't make and produce music, but he has no control over his substance abuse habits and his behaviors afterward, I don't think I should believe him. I think that the whole reason why I'm doing good in my music production, program is because it's not difficult. You just got to pay attention. Any learning subject, you just got to pay attention. Your brain isn't permanently formed at some point in your life. I'm doing things because I want to do them, and I'm capable of doing them because I try. I pay attention. If you use ChatGPT to write your fucking essays, of course you're not going to have the same sort of education as someone that reads the material, even makes flashcards. I don't do flashcards, but when it comes down to people actually trying to learn, they're always going to have better grades than people that are just using AI to fucking write their papers for them. And I don't understand why that's that difficult of concept. I don't know. I feel like a lot of the avenues of my thinking should be more common sense. And that's where it comes down to, really. I feel like there should be more common sense in the world. There's not. The elusive nature of wanting to be in the limelight blinds people from wanting to actually do it correctly. And I'm glad if TikTok gets deleted, you won't have people in public saying, "Oh, you're getting in my video." Like, fuck. Sidewalk is for the sidewalk, man. The front of the store, the door, I'm not going to wait for you to finish your fucking TikTok video so I can go in the store. There's only so much. Like, if I see someone taking a photo with their family, of course I don't try to get in the shot. But if you're making a TikTok video in front of the fucking store that, people need to get into, I'm not going to let you fucking talk down to me because I'm trying to access the fucking door. Fuck you. The public space, and I understand you have the right to film, but I have more of the right to not be obstructed and condemned because of my need of trying to understand that the public space, the shops, and all that shit, you don't have more authority over me as another pedestrian, And that's what it really comes down to. As you can see, the sun's coming out. Right now, the clouds are getting ignited from the sun at just the right angle and getting more of a blue hue. So, you say I can't use the camera, but, what you mean to say is I just have bad lighting. I'm not properly well lit enough for you to see me. And you want to see me, but, I don't want to have a bunch of lights on. I have light-colored eyes. And I don't think it's necessary for me to have all the lights on in my apartment just so other people can have the free hand of being able to see me at a dark time of the day. Sometimes, it's nice to sit in the dark. Sometimes it's nice to be cozy in the dark rather than having a bunch of fucking fluorescent bullshit on just so people can see you on the internet. And I don't know. People can see me in a lot of videos that take place during the daylight. But it's not necessary for me to wrap my speech and ideas pouring out to accompany what other people want of me by turning on all the lights so they can see me better. That's not necessary because this is my fucking stream. And if I want to have just, you know, me not clearly visible because I'd rather have the sun come in. Like, I have my blinds open. It's not like I'm sitting entirely in the fucking dark. It's just, I don't think it's really necessary for me to put on any unnatural lighting rather than have the lighting that's naturally right fucking there. This is more peaceful to me. And see, you can see me a lot better because of that light. But here, you know, the only light I have on is that one. And if I turn that one off, you probably get an even worse vision of me. I had that light on because it was dark. Now look, now you can't see me at all anymore. Now I'm fucking completely gone. Until I get the fucking sun. Oh, the abyss of darkness. Oh, look at that, nature and life. The sun is a bountiful force of energy that fuels all living beings. What the hell is this? Fuck. My buddy is like, oh, is that job drug test? I'm like, I never got drug tested for the job, but don't show up on like heroin or something. I mean, that's the biggest thing. If you show up to work, out of the jobs that I have been drug tested in, you know, as someone that holds my undying marijuana card, they didn't really give me too much shit. But the people that show up on crack and heroin are nodding off in the fucking freezer, you know, that's more of a problem because you're not doing anything. If you're just a little high, I don't think modern America gives a shit if you just smoke a little bit of reefer. But if you're coming to work straight up fucking on fentanyl, arched over, and customers are seeing you and shit, it's just not a good look because you're not being productive and you're showing a bad image for the shop. God. And of course, it's the hippie dude that says that. I'm like, dude, did you just fill out the fucking application. It's been like a month since we gave you the information. Just fill out the fucking thing and then come to work. That's it. And see, my problem is I want a second job. I want a second job because I want to reach my goals faster. But because of the circumstances of, you know, having a fucking vehicle, the only stuff I can truly find right now that's, you know, sustainable is stuff close in vicinity. And the stuff that's close in the vicinity is gas stations, grocery stores, shitty restaurants, fast food, you know, the same kind of shitty jobs that I've disliked a lot in my life. Like, if I really wanted to, I could get a job at fucking Wendy's a couple days a week. I just, you know, and I even tried to do that. I tried calling their store, and no one picked up. I tried calling a few different times, and no one fucking picked up. So, I don't know. It's just not that avidly important for me to seek a shitty job just because I want a little extra spending money if I already have a job. It's just really not that important for me to do anything just so I can add more rhetoric to my life. And I tell people this constantly. On the list of things that I enjoy, being in a relationship and having sex does not fall anywhere close to doing drugs and driving a car. Doing drugs and driving a car is probably one of the most freeing things in the world. I would rather get drunk and barbecue than be in a relationship. Being in a relationship is not fun, but getting drunk and shooting a gun and having like a portable charcoal grill. They got flavored charcoal now. That's badass. They got like tomato, basil, charcoal, so you can make like fancy fucking like infused meats, and then, add the shit and bring a fucking pan on top of that, and then get some mozzarella and basil and make like a fancy thing out in the woods. And that's what I really want to do. I want to be able to have like, I'd rather go backpacking than be in a relationship, truly. Bring myself a portable sterno grill and some meats and some vegetables and go out in the fucking woods and go hiking. And it's a lot more fun because every single time I try to talk to anybody, it just seems that they're trying to gauge my intelligence level. And they're trying to gauge if they can get my head or not. And it's just not, it's not cool. The evil spiritual parasite that exists inside of my fucking skull that's fucking tearing reality apart around me openly tells me this person's fucking with you. This person's wasting your time. And it's not like it's fucking wrong. That's the thing I hate. I don't like the spiritual fucking parasite because it's fucking right. The spiritual parasite tells me the fucking truth, and the truth is disheartening. That's why I don't like it. It's like living in a gray world where you always expect what's going to happen next. And it's boring. It's depressing. And people go ahead and call me crazy, but everybody's idea of spiritual beliefs these days is fucking doing tarot cards. Like, if you don't understand what the oracle is, you can't just give a half-assed idea of your perception of what a reading is. It's stupid. You got the tarot card readers and the people that have fake fucking plants in their apartment. I like my little water fountain because it makes nice little water sounds when I'm sleeping, and it makes me feel at peace. But, I don't need to have fake plants hanging around. I don't know. I got my bead curtains, and I'm going to get a few more curtains for around the place, but that's it. I really don't need... And, I'm a little pissed off. My neighbor fucking... I was on the phone with the fucking electrical company trying to pay my bill and figure out why, I couldn't log in my online account yesterday. Because, I don't want to fucking call a number to pay a bill. I'd rather just log on the website. And the dude's sitting there just because my door is open, and I'm doing the the iconic give me a fucking minute, and I'm on the phone right now. Can you give me a minute? And they just keep repeating themselves. They openly disrespected me, and then asked for papers and just walked in my apartment and started commenting on my weights and all my shit over there, all my body weights and all my dumbbells, saying, oh yeah, I could use those and get fucking huge. I'm like, no, you can't. I'm thinking in my head, that's my shit. You don't just walk into my apartment without being invited. Think of it as vampire code. I like to respect the vampire code. I'm not allowed in anybody's place unless they invite me in. I don't want people just walking into my apartment, through my patio, through my shoe room, into my fucking living room. Just wait out there in the patio. Don't fucking invite yourself in my territory and start making comments about all my belongings and how you think I would easily let you borrow them. Like, that's not how it works with me, because I understand the more someone comments about my belongings, the more I just think about the past and how many times people have just stolen my belongings. So it makes me not trust people when they just think that they can assert themselves over my boundaries. And I do have boundaries. And it fucking annoys me that people can't have the common sense to understand to not fucking walk into someone else's fucking apartment. Just because the door's open doesn't mean you can fucking walk in. I had the door open because I was having a nice breeze in. I was having a nice fucking breeze. I was having a nice fucking breeze. And It was coming in, it was windy, it was nice and sunny, and it was a breeze coming in. That doesn't mean the door is open, come into my place. And that's just something that annoyed me. Because, I'm not that rigid. I don't want to be that rigid with people, but don't walk all the way into my apartment. Wait on my patio, and I'll get you your fucking papers. He wanted some papers to roll weed. I was thinking first, you have a pipe, but I haven't smoked weed in a few weeks, so it's not that important to me right now. If you need a couple papers, go ahead, I'll give you some. But it was that audacity to just fucking walk in my apartment like you own the place. This is my castle. This is my happy house. Get myself some coffee. Get myself apple. Another day in class, we had like a 15-minute break during class, a 15-minute break to go fuck off and do shit. And, people were all at the vending machines. They're like, well, are you getting anything? What are you going to get? I'm like, do I need to fucking get a vending machine just because I'm standing over here talking to people at the vending machines? The assumptions, man. The fucking assumptions of coursings and actions. I don't like reality because reality seems to be just so fixed on the idea that everybody thinks they know everything. And that's what I don't like. Everybody thinks they know each other and everybody thinks they know the perfect solution to something, and they'll give you the stupidest fucking answer to solve problems. And it still doesn't solve it. I don't like the fact that I have enough mental capacity to tell when someone's judging me or fucking with me. And I just don't want to call them out on it. I don't want to really always cause problems. I can be blunt and outspoken, but I don't always want to be. I don't want to live that life. I don't want to become that hostile of a person with my mouth. I want to get off just being a kind, helpful person in life. I don't want to be on the defensive. I don't want to act tough or stoic all the time. I don't think it's necessary. I'd rather be goofy because I have more fun being goofy. And I don't want to be weighed down to the possibilities of people. I want to be connected to the advantages of my actions, stimulating connections. I don't want to fucking wait for people. I don't want to sit there and live a fantasy in my head. I'm not trying to live a fantasy. I'm trying to live an adventure, not a fucking fantasy. I like fantasy Game of Thrones, that's what it is. I like fantasy games and shit, but I'm not trying to live a fantasy. That's why I play fantasy games. I like to live a reality. That's nice. With sun-touched skin and breeze-touched cheeks. I like to communicate with squirrels. I like to wave at fucking raccoons. And when I pass by, I wave at dogs. And people think that I'm waving at them, but I'm waving at their dog. I like to sit and resonate with the eternal energy forced out by the trees. Because I know what to expect from a lot of people, and it's the same fucking thing. But, life is beautiful when you chase different ideas of what reality has to offer. And this apple, it's perfectly sweet. It's a pink lady. Like the other day, I was in class. I shave in the morning. And I go to class, and there's like the same person that saw me earlier in the week when I had a fucking beard saw me shaved And said, oh, you got a little shaving cream there. Did you shave or something? I'm like, what? You trying to make me feel self-conscious? There's fucking shaving cream in my face? Then I'm thinking, of course I fucking shaved. Do you see the beard I had 2 days ago? No, it's gone. I want to live so unapologetically blunt, but I don't want to hurt people's feelings. And sometimes that creature seeks out and does it anyway. But I don't like who I am when I'm just like that. I don't want to be like everybody else. Fuck that. Nom, nom, nom. Because people don't understand, I could be worse. I hold it back. I prevent myself being more fucked up than I am. I could be a bigger asshole. I could truly be fucking terrible and selfish and narcissistic. But I don't want to be. Nom, nom, nom. Nom, 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 nom. Nom, nom, nom. Nom, nom.